First of all, it's raining and it's really light right now. I put on the hat 'cause I thought it was going to be heavier, but you see how pink it is. Oh my god! Look at this! Look at this! Oh my goodness! This spot has some and not super big yet, but they're there. But look at this! Oh my gosh, I love her. Ugh. Unless I'm period poo. Yes. Yes. I had seen this here. The whole thing was, oh, it's in a canna. I think it's a Calla. I think my mother maybe got one and put it in the ground as it was probably dying. Or maybe I did. I don't know. So we're going to... Girl, I dug it up. I'm quite sure I'm right. I'm going to find an old pot in the front. De-weed it and just plant it for now. Yeah. Girl, no, my hat. Girl, my hat. Oh, God, my hat. Anyway, the rain is light for now, but thunder is rolling in the distance. So here is the pot I'm going to use. There's nothing else in it right now. I might eventually have to move some of these excessively self-seeded marigolds in there to outcompete any weeds, but for now we're just gonna put it here, I think. My first time growing corn ever, and let's just talk about this one. I thought this one was the one that was gonna take off. This one took off and it's really split into three. This middle one that died, it's coming back. Okay, great, fantastic. But I'm gonna have me some corn. I have some more corn growing. Yeah. And pretty much I've been putting the marigolds everywhere. There should be, yeah, there's some mountain back there. But girl, I'm gonna dump you so fast because I don't know where those mosquito dunks are. So there's the Calla Lily and 4 marigolds around it. I have a bunch of basil in here, but this is also old soil, so I'm just gonna weed real quick. Because I don't want you here, friend. Like at all. So, yeah. The other day, I came and I weeded this area, and I separated out a lot of marigolds. Still a lot of marigolds I know that are probably, like these two, I could probably transplant up here. Do that real quick. So I did that. I moved one here and I moved one back there. There's still some smaller ones, and as they get bigger, I'll move them and whatnot. But even the ones I moved over here, they're settling in, they're getting bigger. But this whole thing, looking really nice. So we've got marigolds. I got some over there as well. I've got a couple in the back. I think I've got maybe like 1 or 2 back there. I know I've put more, but I think only 1 or 2 took. For here, I've got one. So, you know, as more pop up and I separate them out and I put them here to grow a little bit and then move them, the whole thing will be covered in orange. In a couple of years, it'll probably be overly littered with marigolds, but, you know, unless I, of course, cut them early, which I'm probably going to do. I'm going to do that. So, I'm pretty sure it's sage, the dill, a bunch of, the basil's doing great. Basil does great also. I mean to start, well, I meant to start when, in my mind, this was going to be empty, but now that I've moved the marigolds, soon enough I have to start a new batch of cilantro, so we can have a staggered growth, right? Because these are going to get big and then they're going to die up, but we have staggered thing, right? So soon enough I'm going to start that. Yeah. I don't know if that Calla Lily is supposed to be for full sun. Hopefully the marigolds grow relatively fast and shade it out if so, or at least provide some of a shade. And then these pumpkins. I had seen a bunch of little clusters of some type of insect egg. I didn't know what it was. I wasn't sure if it was, I mean, that could be there and wouldn't be an issue, but it looks like maybe they've been an issue. I think the idea is maybe to get neem oil, but my mother did trellis it up, which is one of the things they said that maybe trellising things up would help. So we've got the 2 little pumpkins. I know there was one a while. That one looks like it's about to rot. This one looks pretty sturdy though. So somewhere online they were like, oh, if you trellis it up, that might help. So here are my beans. I've got to figure out what I'm doing trellis wise with these. Oh, over there's a bunch of weeds. I forget what this is called. I know I knew it last year or sometime in the I know it. I'm sure I've written it down. This is to find my iPad list. I don't know what this is, but I put it here, so it looks like it's growing anyway. Here go the potatoes. Right. What's going on over here? Potatoes still okay. I probably need to come and spray this out with some neem regardless. Everything needs to stay with neem, so yeah. And then these look like they've gone to seed already. So I probably have to come and get a bag soon. Here is the vinca. Okay. I think there's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 7. Okay. Let the water wash away the soil that it has to push up behind. So I want to check on the fig, and I want to check on some, I think, self-seeded petunias from last year. Yeah, I'm also, as much as I want like a very clean, very manicured looking area, I also know that there's like a lot of wildlife that is very happy with things how they are right now. So I have to just be like, okay, you do you. Here's the fig. It doesn't look like it's taking up turn for the worst. This top section, I might cut back because it's not necessarily been doing the best. Like there was another top section earlier that grew and then like wilted back. This looks like it might be doing the same thing, but also it kind of looks fine. It looks pretty sturdy. So, but this looks like new growth. To me, this looks like new growth. And because I planted it in and we had a couple of days of rain following that, so yay for that. I had to see how tall this was going to get because in my mind, this is going to grow tall and fast. But maybe here is the issue. Maybe this spot is the issue. I'll probably get another one of these eventually because I do like this plant and I love how it smells. I would get a different variety. I think this is either the Sensational or the Aphrodite. But I know there's some that are red. So yeah. Here is the delphinium. Why are you leaning, friend? But you're gorgeous. But you're gorgeous. This is doing really well, especially from a distance. It looks super yellow. I keep trying to like push it behind the thing to get it to like start to train itself up, but like it's kind of not doing it. Over here it is, which is great, but it still has a lot to go, I guess, growth wise. And then these corn are finally starting to look really green and like rooted, so that's great. There's only there were 9 of them. Something happened to one of them, and this one in the middle I think I accidentally pulled up, but then I pushed it back. But so at least 6 of them look like they're going to do really well. I have to make sure to keep the other grass from competing the corn grass. So I'm pretty sure a bunch of these trees got chopped down, but they've come back, and I suppose that's fine. We can have it be, more secluded again. But also maybe not, because I know one of the light wires runs through here actually to that. So, but at this point, I can't really compete with an oak. I can't really do much with an oak. So let's go see these gladiolus. They're looking lovely. These pink gladiolus are the first that came up, and they look fantastic, I must say. These over here I did prune up a bit because there were a lot of crossing limbs, and I'm sure I'll do that again in the winter. But yeah, no one minds oaks really. This thistle, I try not to take out all the thistle when I see them because the pollinators really love it. So yeah. Ooh. These clematis leaves are looking big, but also, girl. Okay, I thought this was a new clematis shoot. This is a Tradescantia that remained from the soil that I used to. Okay, that's great. I guess I don't mind. That's funny though. And so here's a beauty berry. We've got growth of the base. That's great. I did put this in here. I don't know if it's rooted or not. Maybe next year it'll root really well, or maybe later in the season. But the beauty berry is coming up nice. Am I supposed to cut this? I have to look this up if I can cut these stems over. But yeah. Oh, there's a third one popping up over here. Wonder what color you'll be. Oh, actually a 4th one, because that's the 3rd one. Okay. All right, girl. There's a lot of weeds over here, but I don't mind them as long as they're not the burrs. But this, okay, let's just think for this. This is the, I think, vanilla strawberry shake hydrangea, panicle hydrangea. Because the other one is the PG pink, I think. So this one, at least on this section of the hydrangea, is about to set some buds, some blooms. Got some small growth right there in that thick chonker. These ones aren't so thick, but they're still growing well, so yeah. The rain's essentially abating. It was light rain. It wasn't super heavy. I'm sure there's a little moistening of my back, but that's okay with me. My mother has a bunch of elephant ear over here they're growing at different rates. Like this clump is the first. We've got some smaller ones over there, one over here. There might be others that pop up, but I think the idea is to keep this weeded up from the grass, but the grass loves it over here because one is a depression where the idea is the water pooling up. So, okay. And then I don't know if this is a petunia from seed or if this is one of the, I don't think it's the, what was it called? Variegated petunia? I feel like there's different names that I got. First of all, let me go take this out because grow elsewhere. Not here by the front of the door. I don't want the bees and the ants going nuts over here, so there's so much of it and everywhere else. Anyway, I didn't see this year, so really happy this is coming up. And I tried to Google Lens. I'm like, that looks familiar. That looks like it's a petunia. But then I think I Googled once, and Google Lens was like, is that a silene? I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So this should be another one, I think, but it might be something else. I don't know. But yeah. Dump this out. I didn't dump out the other thing also, but I mean to have this full of rocks, and a what do you call this? And a mosquito duck. I have to find where they are. I think we still have a bunch, because I want this to be a spot for like the dragonflies and the bees, just on the mosquitoes. Hence the mosquito dung. Anyway, marigold, vinca pot, spearmint. Okay, so loving this over here. Again, where I seeded some coleus, nothing looks like it's coming up yet, but, you know, I'm not going to do anything. Let it be. We see that's where the dahlia is coming up. The other one that I pulled up, I put somewhere over here. I don't know if it's going to take or not. Oh, well, if it doesn't. Yeah. I'm not trying to... I should have weed right now, but I'm not trying to. And then, again, this is where you can see I cut. There's some areas that need to get cut again, but what I'm really, really looking forward to is some papers for this area. Not only the walkway, but also this area. Because I'll be over here and less on the walkway. Let's be honest. Yeah. I don't know why these plants do this. Like, it was doing fine. And, like, half of it decided to die. And then it's like, oh, let me shoot out some rest from the other side. Okay. Like, I don't know what your deal is, but go off. Hopefully, these seed themselves like crazy over here. That'd be great. Will I mean, I guess I can maybe... Hopefully they see themselves and I don't pull them if they are successful by accident. So, and these are, I guess they're getting rid of their seed heads, whatever. Super pink. I can't wait till I get papers because I'm tired of looking at soil. You know, when it was a bunch of mulch with a bunch of weeds, that was one thing. But this bare sandy soil with a bunch of weeds pisses me off. Yeah. And this cyanthus does be sitting itself, so yeah. I keep setting this up. It leans forward, it leans back. I keep moving. Oh, okay, Miss Two. No, ma'am, I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want from my life. I'm just trying to make you look pretty, and you're over here doing I don't even know what. So I'm gonna let you be. Oh, I have a flower on the clematis. Okay, and the sweet pea. My mother says it smells faint. I can't smell it. Darned COVID, but you know. So again, leaning. I don't mind. I can take this out real easy. Oh, it's a marigold that self-seeded itself. Okay. She's tiny though, but she's cute. But she's tiny. That's the other window for the greenhouse that I've not forgotten about. I just don't have the wood anymore. It got repurposed. So we've got a bunch of peppers and hold on. We've got a bunch of peppers and tomatoes over here, and some leeks, and some pineapples that seem to have rooted well, and obviously the asparagus. But this leeks especially seems to be doing real well, so that's fun. She does have a bunch of potatoes over here. We've got a purple potato over here. What is this? Adirondack blue. Okay. And a bunch of other potatoes here. I know she said she wanted to move them. I don't know. Here's the offshoots of the Meyer lemon, which hopefully is just a Meyer lemon in and of itself. You can see how the original stem is just like, I don't know, blackened. Anyway, I've put basil and I've put marigolds in here, so hopefully, they do all fantastic. Let's go check over here. This tree ring. This is where the second elephant ear was. And so it looks like it's doing pretty well. There's a bunch of old stems that aren't necessarily the prettiest, but besides that, everything looks pretty well. There's a bunch of, is it World? I think it's World milkweed over here and throughout, which is great. So hosta, I had a fifth hosta there. I showed my sister because it looked like just dead on one day. My sister she thinks probably that a cat just sat on there or something. So heuchera, other heuchera, begonia that came back from last year. Yeah. And then tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, marigold, cherry tomato, coleus, that's pretty sure from last year. I don't see anything over here besides some weeds. Tomato, marigold, tomato, begonia, marigold, Cuban oregano, heuchera. I think it's a potato. There should be some ginger popping up here. I think I'm going to start some. I think I have some in the freezer, excuse me. I think I'm going to start some. I'm not sure what that is, though. So, yeah. Here is the doghouse greenhouse. I haven't had to really water much. I'm not going to, I probably should drain that a little bit, but I think it's just going back up to the 80s, so I'm going to leave it there. Well, I don't remember what things are. I think that's actually that's coleus. Those three in the middle are dahlias. That should be cosmos. This, I think, is Sweet William. I think, actually, this is carnations. I don't remember what's in here. Either. But those on the back should be coleus, I think. Or no, those are... I think those are the carnations, and maybe this over here is... Oh, I can't see. Yeah, this is the coleus. Okay. So this is the coleus. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a weed, I think, right there. But whatever. Finally, here's the corn. On me, biting me, some random insects. There should be 18 that I planted in here. I know my mother has more that she wants to start. She needs to start that soon. Those should be some peppers, but they're taking forever. So I don't know what's going to happen with them. But yeah. Finally, I just want to really show the comparison size-wise. So here's my hand. Okay. Covers about half of that. Here is a 90-ounce bottle of soap. It's this is pretty big. I would find the tape measure. I don't know where it is.